Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nadia Rahma and I'm from fourth semester. In this video, I want to explain a presentation about essay writing. The material is structure of an argumentative essay and supporting evidences. Okay, the material that that I will explain are the meaning of an argumentative essay, the structure of an argumentative essay, and the purpose of an argumentative essay, and supporting evidences, and how to make an argumentative essay. So, the first, the meaning of an argumentative essay. Argumentative essay, a segment generally called for extensive research or literature of or previously published material. Argumentative segment may also require empirical research where the student collects data through interview, survey, observation, or experiment. Detailed research allows the student to learn about the topic and to understand different points of view regarding the topic so that he may choose a position and support it with the evidence collected during research figures of the amount or type of research involved. And the second, the structure of an argumentative essay. In making an argumentative essay, you must know the basic format. The argumentative essay structure consists of three parts, namely introduction, body, and conclusion. The first, introduction, aims to attract the attention of the reader, focus the attention of the reader on the argument to be present, or show the basis of why the argument is put forward. And second, the body of argument, which is intended to prove the truth, will be complete in the argument of the first that the conclusion is also true. The truth that is present in the body of the argument must be announced, complete, and present by conducting observation, experiment, sampling, facts, and logical way of thinking. And last conclusion or summary aims to prove to the reader that the truth to be complete through of the rational process can indeed be accepted or something logical. And then the structure of the argumentative essay is held together by the following. Uh, 1. A clear, concise, and defined thesis statement that occurs in the first paragraph of the essay. In the first paragraph of an argument essay, students should set the context by referring the topic is a general way. Next, the author should explain why the topic is important or why readers should can care about the issue. Lastly, students should present the thesis statement and to clear and logical transition between the introduction, body, and conclusion. Transition are the method that holds the foundation of the essay together. Without logical precision observed, the reader is unable to follow the essay argument and the structure will collapse. Transition so from the idea from the conclusion section and introduce the idea that is to follow is in the next section. The three body paragraph that include evidential support. Each paragraph should be limited to the discussion of one general idea. This will allow for clarity and direction throughout the essay. In addition, such concise script and is already for one's audience. It is important to note that each paragraph in the body of the essay must have some logical connection to the thesis statement in the opening paragraph. And four, evidential support, whether factual, logical, statistical, or anecdotal. The argument essay Request your research accurate details and current information to support the thesis statement, and consider other points of view, some factual, logical, statistical, or anecdotal evidence should support the thesis. However, students must consider multiple points of view when collecting evidence. And 5. The conclusion that does not simply restate the thesis but considers it in light of the evidence provided. It is this point of the essay that students might begin to struggle. This is the portion of the essay that will leave the most immediate impression on the mind of the reader. Therefore, it must be effective and logical. Do not introduce any new information into the conclusion reader synthesis the information present in the body of the essay. And the next, purpose of argumentative essay and supporting evidence. Purpose argumentative essay and supporting evidence. This type of argumentative essay aims to convince the reader to accept the author idea, views, attitude, or beliefs on a issue of problem. An argumentative essay will try to recall the truth of an idea with a motive so that later the reader will eventually side with the author and do something based on the opinion contained in the essay. And then supporting evidence they are: 1. Purpose. To prove your argument usually it's one paragraph, but it can be longer. And 2. Topic sentence. What is one item, fact, detail, or example you can tell your reader that will help them better understand your claim or paper topic? Your answer should be topic sentence for this paragraph. And 3. Explain topic sentence. Do you need to expand your topic sentence? If so, do so here. And 4. Introduce evidence. Introduce your evidence either in a few words, structured one state, or in a full sentence. To understand this issue, we first need to look at statistics. 5. State evidence. What supporting evidence? Recent example, fact, statistic, and oral quotation. Can you include to prove or support or explain your topic sentence? And 6. Explain evidence. How should we read or interpret the evidence you are providing us? How does this evidence prove the point you are trying to make in this paragraph? Can be opinion-based and is often at least one of three sentences. And 7. Concluding sentence. And your paragraph with a concluding sentence that research how the topic sentence of this paragraph helps us better understand and or prove your paper overall claim. And the last, how to make an argumentative essay. An essay is a piece of writing that contains facts and is supported by several opinions. Writing an essay must also be supported with good and correct grammar because it is not a popular type of writing. The better the grammar, the more people will judge positively the writing. Writing an essay is of course based on the fact, but the trigger is the argument that arises in the author. There are tips for writing an argumentative essay which are as follows. The first, introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph should end with a thesis statement that summarize your opinion, what you are debating, and various reasons to support the opinion. And second, argument content. This is the essence of your essay. This section usually begins by writing a general statement, which is the support by specific details or example. Depending on how long your argument is, you may need to write one of two paragraphs that carefully discuss its reason or set of evidence. And third, discuss the opposite side. Write down what you're operating upon about your argument. This will show that you have thought critically about the topic. Discussing your open side will actually make your argument stronger. This section usually a paragraph that is placed before the conclusion and for the conclusion paragraph should be able to lead an essay to a logical end. These paragraphs should explain how important your argument is in a broader context. The conclusion paragraph should also reiterate why your topic deserves attention. Okay, so the conclusion and argumentative essay contains the personal opinion of an author on a topic or issue that is currently being discussed in the community. Argumentative essay usually aim to convince the reader of the author's view and accept the author's idea. In argumentative essay, the author generally expresses the truth of an idea so that the reader, after reading the essay, can take sides with the author and be able to make an opinion in accordance with the contents of the essay and propose an argumentative essay. This type of argumentative essay aims to convince the reader to accept the author ideas, view, attitudes, or beliefs on issues of problem. And argumentative essay will try to revolve the truth of an idea with a motive so that later the reader will eventually side with the author and do something based on the opinion contained in the essay. I think that's all for presentation. Thank you so much for waiting, and I hope you understand what I explained before. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.